My name's Kathleen Hotmer, sometimes Tandy, depending on the day. And I'm the owner of Pink Moon Goods.
And I'm Luke Tandy, and I'm the owner of Skeleton Dust Records.
I call Pink Moon Goods a home goods store, which I kind of use that term a bit broadly. Everything in the store is ethically manufactured, and everything is beautiful.
Skeleton Dust Records is a record store, as it sounds like. We have records, CDs, tapes, audio equipment, some books, and there's a variety of genres, but we do have a focus on noise and experimental music. We've been together since 2008, I believe, right? And then we got married in 2019, is that right?
We got married in 2018. I constantly was hearing him say things like, I just want to open a record store. And it was just something that kept coming up. There was really a one moment that when Luke said it and I just said, okay, let's do it. Let's just do this. You want to do it? Let's start. I worked at Sinclair in the theater department. So I did enjoy that, but I never really felt like I was a theater person. And so it was really more about, I just wanted to make clothes, and it was something that I found really satisfying. So I think that always kind of left a little, like a door open that made me feel like there was possibly something else for me that I wanted to do.
When I was in college, I was in an entrepreneurship class, like an intro to entrepreneurship, and one of the projects was coming up with your own business idea, and I chose a record store, and that really did maybe plant the seed for what I'm ultimately doing right now. We went to Europe in 2012, and I specifically remember going to a store in Berlin where it was unlike any store I'd ever seen before. It was incredibly unique and just a very special store. And that moment was super inspiring to me because I was just thinking, well, I can make my store however I want to make it. It doesn't have to be a certain way. It can just be my own creation. And really it was at that moment that I was pretty dead set on ultimately opening my own record store.
I'm a maker. I've always made things. So, I've definitely toyed with the idea of making a product and selling it. Luke inspired in me. Once I saw him do it, it made it seem more like a reality that I could see myself doing.
It did take me years to build up the confidence to actually open a business. Over time, you realize that it's possible to do your own thing if you work hard and you're passionate and you're offering something maybe a little bit different than other people are.
One of the most important things that I underestimated, and I think Luke did as well, because we did this when he was working on his, opening his store, was doing a business plan. And we did one in the retail lab. Luke had a format for one from the Entrepreneur Center that we sat down. We both helped each other with ours. And, we've never requested financing. We've never had to use it for anything, but it helped us kind of solidify what our businesses were going to look like. As I started, with asking the questions, really the kind of business plan questions of what is this business and who does this business serve, I started to discover that the thing that I felt really passionate about was creating an opportunity for people to consume in an ethical way. And I was just gonna figure out a way to do it with my full-time job. And then, of course, the pandemic happened, and the Downtown Dayton Partnership started organizing these sidewalk sales. So that was the first moment that I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do this now. And it's funny when I look back at those pictures, because I had maybe 4 different products that I was selling. It was just so little, and now I don't even know the number. I have so many. I probably work with at least 100 vendors now. I was really lucky in a sense that I knew that I was going to quit my job in a certain time frame, and so I did save a lot of money. And I was fortunate that I was working in a position that paid me enough money to just start pocketing money, putting it aside. I continued for 2 years to work full-time at Sinclair while also running my business. I feel like both of our businesses are a reflection of who we are. And it's different than things that we did in the past where, like I was a theater artist, but I don't really care for theater, and so I think that that's something that's really satisfying about our current businesses is that they reflect our lives.
Certainly there's a lot of stress and anxiety with owning your own business. I have never once felt dread about going to work since I opened my own business. It just seems like a natural thing, and I do every day almost, and I just never dread it.
I really love beautiful things, and there's so many things that when I've seen them, it's like my heart stops, or I take a breath, or I'm like, oh, that is so pretty. And I just love seeing that reaction in other people.
I get to be surrounded by the thing I love most every day, all day long, and sharing that with other people is a huge part of it as well.
Just do the thing, just start doing it, but be smart about it. Dedicate the time to doing the smart things, don't put off paying your sales tax. Just figure it out so you do it, and you're gonna do it, but don't let that keep you from not pursuing something that you feel excited about.
Be prepared to work harder than you've ever worked before, be more stressed out than you've ever been before, but also to remember to take those things and rechannel them and use them to your advantage and use them as inspiration to make things work.
The fear is sort of like the motivation for discovery. You can be like, forget it, I can't do this, I'm giving up, I can't handle it. Or you can be like, okay, fear, help me do something awesome.